What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. And as always, right off top, I invite you guys to like, to share, to subscribe. When you sub, hit the notification bell. Make sure you get all of the notices for when I drop my videos. Make sure you remain subscribed. And also, there is a super thanks feature on all of my videos. So if you want to give to the channel, you want to help me grow, feel free, and it lights up your comment. I see it and I respond to the comment, and I thank you guys if you want to do that. Even if you don't want to do it, I thank you for being here. Now listen, guys, I want to get into this because there's a lot to address here, and I want to start off by saying that I believe this is something that should be of interest to everyone, but especially to black people out here. You got to pay attention to what's been going on ever since Roe versus Wade has been overturned, because here you see the mask coming off about how these people truly feel about us. And I'm talking about liberals. I'm talking about people who love to go on TV and tell everybody how much they love black people and they want to look out for black people and all of this stuff. I have noticed over like years now that this only goes but so far, because as long as you're doing what they want you to do, as long as you stay on their reservation of thought in their plantation, I hate to say it, but it's true, as long as you're doing that, then you're okay with them. But the minute you start showing any independent thought, then they will attack you. They will overnight turn into the most disgusting racist people you have ever seen in your life. Just look at what's been going on in Twitter, in social media for that matter. Now I know, there's this thought that says that Twitter is not real life. And of course we know that this is true, but it's a hell of a reflection of people's attitudes, which is why I find it very interesting paying attention to what goes on Twitter. I know a lot of you in the comments, you're like, what are you on Twitter for? Well, you don't need to be on Twitter. No, dude, this is an experiment for me. I've always said that I view Twitter in the same way the government does. The government, they collect their data off of social media so they can like gauge and manipulate social trends and all of that. I do the same thing. So to me, it's irresistible looking at what's going on here. Now, I want to start off by pointing out what's been going on with actress Kimberly Elise. Now, some of you might know her from Set It Off, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, a couple of Tyler Perry movies, I believe. I don't know. I really haven't followed her that well. But she is being dragged on social media because, once again, she's one of those free-thinking black people, at least in this case anyway, that the establishment just can't stand, all right? So let me just read a little bit about what's going on with Kimberly Elise, okay? I'm going to start off by saying this is on Gossip, okay? And the headline goes, Diary of a Pro-Life Woman. Kimberly Elise sets the internet off. Okay, I get it. Diary of a pro-life woman, diary of a mad black woman. Kimberly Elise sets the internet off, set it off, okay, by celebrating the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And it says here, Set It Off actress Kimberly Elise is being dragged all over social media after she made a post celebrating the overturning of Roe versus Wade. It all started on Tuesday, June 28th, when Elise took to Instagram to post a photo of a baby girl along with the scripture Psalm 139, verse 13 through 14. Now, of course, you guys see it in the thumbnail, but I'm going to leave all of these links in the pinned comment below so you can check it out for yourself. All right, but I'm going to read what her post actually says. And of course, she did post Psalm 139, 13 through 14, which says, For you who formed my inward parts, you knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. Okay, and then it has a picture of a beautiful baby. And she says, this is what she actually wrote underneath, millions of babies will be saved from death by abortion due to the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Hallelujah. Hashtag glory be to God, or hashtag all glory be to God. Okay, now obviously this is how she feels. These are based upon her beliefs, and she should be allowed to relay that on her Instagram page. But of course, people saw that and they started like gunning for her on Twitter. And I'm not going to read to you all of the ugly things that are being said on Twitter, but it's bad enough and it's plentiful enough where it's been trending. So you get to see all of the ugliness. Obviously, what happened to sisterhood? You see black women like tearing her throat out more than anybody else. How dare she say this? How dare she? Now listen, I've always believed that a woman should know what to do with her body. You know, government should not have to tell a woman what to do with her body. Government shouldn't even have the right to do that. All right. But I do believe that as a society, we owe it to our daughters, we owe it to our women, our men, everybody, to make them as educated as possible. But unfortunately, what we see in society today is that it thrives off of ignorance, and it thrives off of being exploiting people. You know what I mean? So not only are you not educating these young women as to what to do with their body and what their rights are and how to value themselves in the lives that might be growing in them due to the choices that they're making, but it's exploiting their ignorance. You know, I mean, I just saw this video the other day by Amber Rose, and what is it? Everybody get your hoe on. Everybody get your motherfucking hoe on. Huh? You know what I mean? So, and you see that. It's drenched all over our pop culture where there's no sense of responsibility or accountability, and you raise up your generation this way, of course they're going to believe that the only alternative that they have would be to kill or to abort what is inside of them. Now, I know a lot of people don't believe that this is a life that grows inside of them, and that's very convenient because it's being told to you by people, once again, who are not your friends. They're not your allies. For the longest time, people have used population control and the concept of that to get rid of certain people that they believe shouldn't be procreating. Margaret Sanger was not a friend. She was a eugenicist who believed in sterilization, who believed in stopping the black race from continuing on. So that's why you see so many abortion clinics in the hood, and liquor stores and all of these things that they use to control people and exploit them. That's the way it's always been. And this is the reason why it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that these people are now, with the overturning of Roe versus Wade, taken to social media calling black people niggers and such. You see this, all right? You just saw George Takei attacking Clarence Thomas, calling him a clown in blackface. When is this ever cool? You can attack the man's, record. You can attack his politics, but why are you bringing race into it? You have people talking about it's free reign on Clarence Thomas to call him the N-word and all of this stuff. But of course, in the black community, we've been dogging Clarence Thomas out forever. He's an Uncle Tom. He's this and that. You can't think differently, and people respect that. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on. You have people doing this. They're devaluing, black life, and you see what they really think of you right now. Okay. Now, I just want to read something else for you guys, because I think this is interesting for all of you people. Like, you can be an advocate for abortion all you want, but what I don't like is people who try to act like this is not an actual life. Okay, so let me read something to you that was actually on the National Institute of Health, which is a government agency. It was on their website. This is a paper that was on their website. Okay, this is a government website. This is not an opinion piece. Okay, and it says here, perceiving and addressing the pervasive racial disparity in abortion. Now, I'm only going to read a little bit of this, but like I said, the link is going to be in the pinned comment below. And it says here, black women have been experiencing induced abortion at a rate nearly 4 times that of white women for at least 3 decades and much longer. Because I know there's a lot of people who say, oh, well, more white women get abortion than black women. But of course, the question is always going to be about what is proportionate. And we are way out of proportion in the black community when it comes to how much we abort our children, our unborn child. All right, unborn children. Okay. Now keep in mind, this is the world of Black Lives Matter. Okay. So if Black Lives Matter, you keep this in mind. Okay. The impact in years of potential life loss, given abortion's high incidence and racially skewed distribution, indicates that it's the most demographically consequential occurrence for the minority population. The science community has refused to engage on the subject, and the popular media has essentially ignored it. Why do you think that is? Because they're not on your side. They don't like you. So all of these celebrities and shit that you see coming out who are saying this is bad for the black community, you really need to start thinking about who these people are and what they're really saying to you. They want those black lives to be terminated, even though the government agency right here, which is not being covered by the media, is confirming that it's having devastating effects on our community. The science community has refused to engage on this subject, and the popular media has essentially ignored it. In the current unfolding environment, there may be no better metric for the value of black lives. While induced abortion remains a contentious political issue, there's no credible scientific doubt that a unique human life begins at conception. This is not a religious website, guys. This is a government agency. The National Institute of Health is saying this, while induced abortion remains a contentious political issue. There is no credible scientific doubt that a unique human life begins at conception and therefore ends with abortion. Even the Obama administration and the abortion-friendly Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have acknowledged the critical importance of a child's first 1,000 days after conception in determining a healthy and productive life trajectory to ensure that all children have an equal opportunity to survive and thrive. So here it is, guys. It's well known. It's a well-known fact that it is a life. So don't believe what these people are telling you, that it's not a life. What you choose to do from that life's conception is up to you. But don't be in a state of denial that you're not killing or terminating a life. So it says here, the evidence is clear that for many decades, black children in the United States have not had and do not have today an equal opportunity to survive until birth. The most recent CDC report on abortion in the United States indicate that in 2016, the non-Hispanic black abortion rate was 3.8 times the non-Hispanic white rate of 6.6, okay? And then it goes on to say here, abortion has been euphemistically described as a choice or a human right, the undeniable objective reality, whatever one's political persuasion or ideological posture, is that each abortion is a death. Death by abortion, however, has proven to be an inconvenient reality for many of our politicians and scientists alike. Mortality and fertility are two of the three principal determinants, along with migration, of the size and demographic composition of the U.S. population. Given its high incidence and racially skewed distribution, abortion is unquestionably the most demographically consequential occurrence for the minority community. Its impact on the size and racial composition of the nation is undeniable. The exclusion of the major cause of death from the vital statistics system and the national psyche, one which disproportionately affects a racial minority, is a distressing denial of science. Do you understand this, guys? They're not even acknowledging the impact and the damage that this is causing the black community. They're not acknowledging it. So stop acting like it's just not there. You know what I mean? It's like, stop acting like the fact that they're not talking about it means that it doesn't exist. You need to look a little bit closer and a little bit deeper if you truly care about where you come from in the future of your own children. Okay, it says here the exclusion of the major cause of death from the vital statistics system and the national psyche, one which disproportionately affects a racial minority, is a distressing denial of science. Cause-specific mortality rightly remains a major influence on public policy and resource allocation. And research suggests that notions about the relative importance of the mortality patterns of certain subpopulations often reflect subjective beliefs about the nature of that society. The silence of the popular media and the lack of robust scientific dialogue on the long-standing racial disparity in induced abortion suggests that a disconnect exists between its overwhelming demographic importance and the willingness of thought leaders to engage on the subject. The current upheaval unfolding may portend at last, hopefully, a return to serious scientific inquiry, public transparency, and effective response. Okay, so there it is, guys, all right? The fact that this is being ignored, the damaging effect that abortion has had on the black community for decades, just tells you what they really think about you. So like I said, when you see a celebrity who is actually brave enough to speak out, like Kimberly Elise, and this is not, like I said, I'm not too familiar with her body of work as an actress, but I do respect the fact that she can at least be brave enough to put her feelings out there. But the most interesting aspect of this is how her own race will turn against her, you know, ignoring the devastating effect that this thing has been having on us. I mean, our inability to be able to look at it is unforgivable. I can almost understand, media and politicians and stuff like that. They never liked us in the first place. You know what I mean? For the most part, historically speaking, especially this party here that's in power right now, the one that's trying to act like they care so much. And this is not an endorsement of Republicans, okay? I'm not trying to endorse Democrats. I'm not trying to endorse Republicans. I'm talking about your own self-interest. You must start looking at this and stop trusting people that can't be trusted. But this is what's going on, guys. And I wanted to put it out there because, like I said before, if you don't care about you and you don't respect you and you don't love your own and what comes out of your own womb, we're supposed to be such a spiritual people, such a God-fearing people. But we don't make it our business to see what's going on here. And I know, I've heard all of the criticisms and, well, are you going to abort all of those babies? Do you have such little faith in yourself, in your own people, that you can, that you can educate us? We can educate ourselves. We can elevate ourselves to respect one another and value one another enough to turn this thing around. Nobody has to adopt all of the babies out here. We just have to change the way that we think. We have to acknowledge, first of all, what I just read to you, that this has not been good for us all of these years, and stop believing people who are actively trying to kill us. I've heard people say before, well, the only reason why they're doing this is to preserve the white race. Well, that's good. White people should be trying to preserve the white race. Human beings should be trying to preserve the human race. Black people should be trying to preserve the black race. We all should care about one another. That's the way it should work. That's the way it should be respected. But anyway, guys, you can get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about all of this, cancellation, how you feel about all of these, racial slurs that are being thrown around on social media. Like, to me, it's very telling, but you tell me what you think about all of this. Thank you guys for listening. If it made any sense, get in the comment section and sound off. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.